Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the difference between alpha lock and clipping mask in Procreate. This is going to be the first video of my brand new Basics in Procreate series. I'm going to be making a playlist, and next week is going to be another one of these, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. This is one of my older drawings. It's just a violin watercolor, right? And I'm going to be using this as an example of how to use alpha lock and clipping mask in like an actual drawing. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to add, I don't know, a pattern to the fingerboard, which is this part right here, okay? Let's say I wanted to add a pattern, okay? So I'm going to go on the layer. First I have to find it. That's layer 4, okay? So first, how to enable alpha lock. You can go ahead and click on the layer and then enable alpha lock. You know that alpha lock is now on because the little image right here now has a grid in the background, and you can see the difference between them. Okay. So with alpha lock now I can only draw on this shape, and this bothers me sometimes. Because let's say you made a mistake and you wanted to erase, right? That's all gone. Obviously you can just undo with 2 fingers, right? However, it has happened to me before that I accidentally, like, I don't know, somebody texted me and I clicked on the message and then, like, I just can't undo things. So you would have to basically redo that part. And as an artist, that's annoying, and I personally don't want to deal with that. So oftentimes I find myself going to clipping mask first because it solves that problem. So I'm gonna take alpha lock off, and we're gonna add a new layer and make sure that it's right above the layer that you want to draw on. Click on this layer, and similarly what we did with alpha lock, we're just gonna enable clipping mask. Now you have this little arrow pointing on the layer that you want to draw, and that's how you know that's that layer. So now you can freely draw on this and erase on this, no problem. Now another thing that I do like with clipping mask is that you can have several layers clipped to one layer. So basically what I mean by that is, let's say I wanted to, I don't know, shade this part right here, okay? This is, let's just clear that out a little bit, okay? Let's just say I want to do that, okay? But then I realized when I have a shadow, I want to have a highlight too, okay? So, but I don't want to have it on the same layer. This is why I love clipping mask, is because you can go to the layers, add a new layer, and then there's 2 options there's 2 ways you could go. You could either take the layer and drag it underneath, which automatically makes it a clipping mask, and now you have that, okay? Or you could click on the layer and make it a clipping mask, and now same effect. I have a clear favorite, which is clipping mask, because of those reasons that you can add several layers, merge the layers, delete the layers, all of that stuff, which isn't available with alpha lock. And another thing that's also not available with alpha lock, which sometimes bothers me, because there are specific drawings that I want, like a marble or like the crystal tool from Liquify that I want to use, but it's not available because I have alpha lock on. So as you can see, when I go into the wand, I have alpha lock on right now, by the way, and I go into Liquify, it tells me that it's a locked layer. And sometimes it's problematic, obviously not for a lot of drawings, but it can very much so be problematic. Now, a good thing though is that you can move the whole thing. You move the whole thing, okay? I like that because you don't only move the pattern, you wouldn't have to merge. You can just move it freely, if that makes sense. So that's a good thing that comes from using alpha lock. But honestly, I've been thinking about it, and that is the only good thing that I can do. I mean, another thing is technically that, like, you wouldn't have to merge the layer. It gets rid of the extra step, gets rid of complexity a little bit. But I find clipping mask a lot easier to use, and that's totally personal preference. I am not trying to bias anything. I'm just showing you the differences here and my personal advice or what I've learned over the years of using Procreate. And that's pretty much it. The videos in this series will be pretty short and simple because there's not much to the basics, right? I've tried to explain as much as I can, and I hope I did a good job. Let me know which one you guys like better after experimenting for a while. See you next time. Have an amazing day.